here speaking with Eric Mabius, post-shooting of the independent feature Around the Fire for the last 8 weeks in San Francisco. And why don't you sort of tell us about the character you played in this film, from your perspective?
Wow. It's funny when people would ask what the film was about. Someone would always make a comment about it being a story about the Grateful Dead, and the first time I read it, never thought that. And it's sort of like a 90s bent, or late 80s bent on like an ordinary people, kind of, as far as I'm concerned. Coming of age story of a prep school kid in Connecticut doesn't do it justice, but part of the reason why I took this role was because of the meeting I had with John Jacobson, the director, and I realized that Andrew, not being the principal character, but also someone who introduces Simon to a different world. And it was funny, when we were driving home from set the other day, we rewrote the script. We're going to write a script about, it could have been, the Dead, it could have been anything, but we're going to do one on raves. It's so timely and so perfect, and playing the role of showing Simon a different way of living was sort of important to me, and not being a caricature of the stone, clueless deadhead was something I thought I could bring to it.
And Andrew as a character, what do you think he embodies as a character? I mean, he's complex.
Well, I think it's really telling the way they meet. The fact that I like Andrew's acceptance of things. I think if that's one of the more important things he tries to impart to Simon. When Bully was picking on Simon, that's how they meet, and Andrew sticks up. And I like the way he operates, and his attributes. What does he represent? Talking in tangents here. I think a middle way that Simon has never been exposed to. His life is extreme. Simon's life is extreme. A really conservative background, and it brought something that Simon was longing for, that thing, and it was sort of, he was the key to unlock all those things in him.
It opened him up to new experiences and new ways of kind of dealing with situations, maybe deconstructing situations, just living apart from the structured environment that he was brought up in.
I mean, I ended up feeling like a brother that Simon didn't have a lot of times, and a guardian to Simon. That's really a lot of the work I did in my head.
And that's part of the attraction of why you took the role, probably.
Yeah, that definitely was. I like gray characters. I don't like black and white. That's definitely what did it.
And if you're to kind of, as you move through your life, what's kind of memory or anecdote or sort of experience through this film do you take with you?
I think obviously the scene that I come back later and act as. It's sort of like earlier on, my character is the guardian to Simon, and things happen so that I'm not in his life in that sort of capacity, but even after all that time has passed, and I see what has become of Simon, it's like like an older brother coming to see his younger brother that he hasn't seen in a long time, and that scene was powerful as sort of a warning of things to come.
The scene where you're in the parking lot before the show.
Right, exactly. When he's dealing drugs, and it's sort of like I've demised in my own way, but also there's conscience. I guess that's the most important thing, or palpable thing.
That holds true with Andrew throughout the whole.
Exactly. From the first time we meet, this conscience constantly shocking Simon, like, relax, don't. There are two ways you can operate, and don't choose this way. Don't choose this way. Don't choose this way.
Right.
You know?